Hello, so the main idea behind my game is an open world base builder RPG inspired by games like Mountain Blade, Skyrim and Fallout. For this walkthrough, we will be at a stage in the game where the players build up their own character, settlement and army. So here we have our village, and as we walk into the marketplace we will immediately hear the ambient sounds of the townsfolk going about their daily business. Now as we walk up the steps towards the temple, ambience goes a little bit quieter as there clearly won't be as many people in this area as there's no market stalls and houses. As we enter the temple, everything gets much quieter and the music is no longer present in this area. I made this decision based on the fact that I view this as an area for the player to take on quests and interact with NPCs, and the music might distract from that. Now we've explored the whole town, let's move back through and start exploring the open world. As we leave the village and enter the open world, you'll notice that the music will change to the exploration theme I've made. Now I want to briefly showcase the player sounds I've implemented. There's dynamic footstep sounds that change based on the surface the player is walking on. I've done this via the APB event graph, with each footstep sound cue randomly selecting a footstep sound effect for the relevant surface. Each surface has anywhere between 5 and 20 sounds for the sound cue to randomly select from. I've also implemented a jumping and a landing sound. Now let's move into the woods. Here I've implemented randomized bird sounds that will occur when players are within a certain proximity to the trees. As you may have noticed, there's another sound you'll be able to hear in the distance, as it seems we may not be alone on this island, as an invading force has arrived on the shore to take the village for themselves. As we approach the battlefield, you'll notice how I've implemented the music to change as the player approaches the enemy force. I've also implemented a battlefield ambience of the two armies marching towards each other. However, you may have noticed that another battle along the coast has already begun. Now as we leave the battlefield, music will return to the exploration theme and the battlefield ambience will fade out. Now as we return to the village to warn the town of the coming invasion, here is where I'll end my walkthrough and move on to my FMOD project. In my FMOD project, I've used the same 3 tracks that I included in my Unreal Engine 5 level. We have the town music, exploration music, and combat music. I have 2 parameters, distance from the town and the amount of enemies. The player starts the level in the town, just like my UE5 level, and once the player moves far away enough from the town, in this case 20 meters away, the music will change to the exploration theme. Whilst exploring the world, players are far more likely to run into enemies than when they're in the town. Once the players have encountered more than 3 enemies at once, that's when we will transition to the combat music. In my game, it is a possibility for players to be able to escape a battle by returning to the town. Once players are back in the town and the number of enemies has been reduced to 0, the music will then return to the town theme. However, if the player is able to defeat all enemies without returning to the safety of the town, the music will return to the exploration theme. And when the player returns to the town from exploration, the music will return to the town theme. Yeah, that's everything. Thanks for watching.